Hi, it's me, Mark Hoyle again. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be looking at small finds or small objects. I've had a few requests to kind of look at these and draw, so I'm going to break this video down into kind of three separate videos. First off, I'm going to talk about the objects themselves and why I think they should be drawn. The second one's going to be a stop motion video showing the illustration in progress. And the third and final video will be kind of showing it mounted in Adobe Illustrator and with some of the detail adding. So we have today a white glove on, and this is to handle objects with. Just because the oils from human skin sometimes can contaminate objects even when they're being conserved, and some of the chemicals used in the conservation process can be quite damaging to the skin. And we have today this beautiful head studded brooch. Called so because of the stud on the head. These were in fashion or used between the invasion of Britain and about 250 AD. So again, very useful for dating sites and very beautiful to draw. I'll show you some close-ups as well and kind of what we're looking at. But I had a few questions find out from the past few days, which have been quite interesting. Main one is, why not just take a photograph? Well, photographs are simple, quick, cheap. One of the reasons why we still illustrate objects as well as using photographs is because the photograph itself as a process just takes a shot of it. But what the illustrator uses is the skill of the illustrator and the information from the small find specialists to kind of highlight certain details within the object, and especially with things like brooches, the construction of the brooch itself, the kind of coil of the spring, and the kind of mounting. When you look at other objects like bone combs, the kind of the manufacturing process and the kind of construction process of those can't really be shown in photographs, but you can get a lot of information from kind of drawing by hand. So what I'm going to try and do is show you some detail of this brooch and hopefully describe the process of what I'm going to be doing drawing. Okay, so here we go. Here is a close-up of the beautiful brooch itself. First off, you can see there's lots of enamel detail, including the stud on the head itself. So drawing this, I'm going to draw 4 views. Okay, now when we're drawing archaeological objects, we have to kind of think of the layout itself. If you kind of have a look online, have a look at my website, markhoyle.com, you can kind of see how the objects are laid out. The principal views you're going to use for this are kind of rotated through 90 degrees. So first off, we might have a kind of side view. Then we will require a front view of the object, another side view which kind of shows detail of the pin itself, and then the back view. And as you can see on this, you can kind of see the coil of the kind of pin itself, the spring, and the kind of the disc at the top, which is kind of used for attaching the object to kind of a chain or kind of something else. Now, the first thing we're going to do, obviously, if you're going to draw this, is look through the small find specialist's notes as to what they kind of want to highlight. And specifically, when you're looking at an object to draw, what's the rationale behind actually drawing this object? What's the specialist aiming to achieve from the illustration itself? So with that information in mind, we can kind of look at kind of laying it out. Now what I'm going to do, I've got some special low tack here. I'm just going to very gently rest the object. Now the aim is to get the object flat, so it's not rocking, not rolling, and then very gently using a set square and a pencil, you kind of take points around the object. Now I'm going to move that down so you can see. Now this is important because if you get the initial marks wrong going around the object, you're going to get distortion, and that's not what we're aiming to achieve. So what I'm going to do is kind of quickly sketch this up and then hopefully take it from there and show you the pencil sketch. So here it is. Here's the head stud brooch in all its glory. Next time you see this, it shall be a pencil sketch. Okay, cheers. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. I've transferred the pencil sketch onto some paper, and then I've got it on a light box here, which I'm going to now put using this film, just drafting film, which is placed over the top to ink it in, as it were. So we're going to be using a thicker pen, 0.5 rotary pen for the outline of this head studded brooch. which I hope it's a head-studded brooch anyway, and then a 0.25 and a 0.18 for the kind of finer detail on the inside. Then we're going to scan it in and place it into Illustrator, which will add the colour detail of the enamel, which is kind of down the front of the brooch itself, simply because then when we do the other drawings, which you'll see in Illustrator, that they kind of match in tone as well. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here is the finished scan. You can see now, zoom in a little bit, of the side view that we drew, with a little bit more depth of the detail, the front and the back and the other side view, and a little bit of additional kind of brooch, fragments of brooch which were kind of taken off. Now you can see this kind of, zoom in here, kind of white patches where the enamel were. Now what I've done is create a layer, and they've been kind of placed on the layer, and they're also kind of on the front view and side view of this, and you can see I've also got a kind of key with that. And there you go. That is a kind of very quick archaeological illustration video by me, Mark Hoyle. See you soon. Bye.